Yeah, I'm called Kenneth Bagarukayo. I'm the Commissioner for Research and Development in the Ministry of ICT in Uganda. Yeah, currently in Uganda we have been implementing the Education Management Information System, which basically is digitizing the records in our education sector at all levels. And we've had a couple of challenges there. One of them being acceptability amongst the users. There's been a bit of fears around job loss and fears around exposure. So I think this training will help, because one of the things which has been emphasized is stakeholder management and problem analysis. So with that, I think it can help in the change management and implementation of that project. Yeah, the most impactful has been really around the problem analysis. And I think many times we jump to conclusions on the solutions before properly understanding the problem. I've really appreciated that part, because people, they say, we learned in this program that people don't fear change. They actually fear loss of values or loss of beliefs. So the more time spent on understanding the problem, the easier it is to realize that whatever change or initiative is being proposed can address people's fears of loss of their values or loss of their beliefs, so that you have the entire stakeholder group supporting the initiative, which in the end makes implementation easier, and it reduces on resistance. Yeah, I think one, as I said, one of the challenges has been acceptance by the stakeholders of the new initiatives. And the other has also been sometimes the leadership thinking there's a magic bullet to a problem, because it worked in a certain context, it will also work here. But as I've said, with that additional stakeholder analysis and adaptive leadership, we can use the design thinking to ensure that, one, the solution is contextualized to the lowest level. I mean, yeah, so yes, that solution worked, say, in India or in South America, but if we have to implement it in Uganda or in the region, we might have to tweak it here and there. And we get those from that consultation I spoke about earlier, ensuring that everybody is on board and having that iterative implementation, which would begin on a small scale. We also learned a bit about prototyping, which reduces the risk of failure. So it can be done on a smaller scale, and the lessons there applied, so that once it's rolled out to the entire group, it faces less risks and is more likely to succeed. Most of the content has really been relevant, I must say. Maybe the area of improvement would be the timing for the particular content. I think we've tried to squeeze so much within a short period, both in the residential and even the online, we have found that we are always in a race against time. The interaction has been really healthy, but for example, if you're in a group of 3 or 4 and there's only enough time for 1 or 2 to say something or to react, I think we could work around that time element somehow for the improvement, because the content is excellent, the presenters are on point, but you find that they're really rushing and inevitably maybe leaving out a few things which could have been useful. Yeah.
You think more time? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Not just for the residential, but even for, because all this content is important, and I feel there's some being left out even just because of the time constraint. So I don't know, something to think about, just my view. Yeah, one is that which I spoke about, the time. Another is availability of the content prior to say the online or the residential, so fellows can have some prior reading, so that by the time they get together in the sessions, the fellows already have an insight, and it's now focusing on clarifications and sharing, as it were. One key area which has been affecting most of our projects is financing, and I feel it would have been nice to have some components around financing, end to end, from fundraising all the way to fund management and costing and the like, because it's cross-cutting across all projects. And from sharing with other fellows, it has been an area which has led to many projects having challenges. So I think it would be nice for it to, if possible, be included. Not accounting and the technical accounting side, but more the managerial elements of handling funding for these projects with adaptive challenges. I think the primary challenge, because the constraints we have are more in the mind, and it's really because we work in teams, and sometimes we don't make the decisions alone, or decisions are made at other levels. So the challenge I foresee is that mindset shift from saying, sometimes we prescribe solutions which we think the users or recipients will not understand, or they may not know what they need. So sometimes you think, it's a prescription, as opposed to trying to make the users also see that they need that solution, which is what we've been going through. So I think the challenge would be having that mindset shift, which I think is achievable. Because most of us didn't think like that, and now just how many? It's been 8 weeks or 12 weeks later. So I think it's a challenge which can be mitigated by dialogue and sensitization, and